Welcome back to the channel. I am Melissa and this is Jessica and we are Jimsa, and today we are going to talk about the best low-calorie fast food options for when you're on the go. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the little bell so that you never miss anything from us when it goes live. We actually ran a poll in our Facebook group in our community asking everyone in there what their favorite fast food places were like when they're on the go. We have a lot of moms in our community, and so we wanted to talk more about what are some good options for on-the-go food. And we're also curious, those of you that aren't in our community, let us know below in the comments, like, what are your favorite fast food locations? Where do you usually go to when you're on the road? What we want to do is kind of take the top, 5 or 6 places from the poll and talk about what are like our favorite options at those locations so you guys have a better idea. We also created a free cheat sheet in the description below where you can check out all of the favorite foods we're going to talk about today with a full nutrition breakdown for you.
So let's get into it. Okay. What's the first top one that came back? McDonald's,
okay, right? McDonald's, and I think that McDonald's just that's always going to be number one. Everyone is always all these new things that come out, like Chick-fil-A and Chipotle, all these things, and I'm like, you know what, McDonald's is the OG, let's start with that one first.
Do you want to tell them the story about you used to eat a whole quarter pounder meal before basketball games in high school?
Yeah,
so we understand the whole idea of being on the go, being busy, having to stop through the drive-thru in order to get food for either yourself or your kids, to and from sporting events. I feel like there's always something. So McDonald's,
even if you're traveling for vacation or whatever it is, it seems like everyone kind of demonizes fast food, and yes, it's not the healthiest option. If it's the only option, there are smart choices that you can make, and you can still hit your calories, you can still hit your macros. You have options at these places, you just kind of have to know what to look for.
And that's the entire reason why we use calorie cycling, because it is one of the most flexible methods in order to incorporate fast food into your lifestyle. Me personally, I don't like fast food. It makes me feel nauseous. I don't really like it, but sometimes when we're traveling, it's the only option that we have available to us. So this is kind of, our way of showing you what we do in order to make the best choices or the most health conscious choices when we do have to go to these fast food restaurants. So let's start with McDonald's. What is your go-to?
You have hair.
Do you not feel it?
I told you it's
very
blowy and windy in here.
Okay, very windy.
It's not that windy.
Your hair is flying all over the place.
McDonald's, funny story, when I was in high school, I'm very superstitious, and so before basketball games, my mom would drive me 20 minutes to this one McDonald's, and I got a quarter pounder and fries and Diet Coke, and we would sit, also talking about emotional eating and closet eating and shit. We would have to go park in this one parking spot so no one could see me, and I would eat McDonald's and a whole quarter pounder, french fries, soda, and then go run and play a basketball game. It was great. I felt so energized. I'm this is my fuel to go play. Whenever I didn't eat it, I'm not gonna have a good game. So I love McDonald's, but when we're talking about the best options at McDonald's to eat when you're trying to be good, you're not trying to blow your entire day in one sitting, what are the best options for that?
I think one of the best options at any McDonald's, and we can substitute McDonald's for a Burger King or a Wendy's or any type of burger fast food option. I think a grilled chicken sandwich is always a really good idea. I'll usually ask for, maybe extra lettuce, extra tomato. I'll ask them to put no mayonnaise on it. Maybe I'll get mustard instead, or sometimes honey mustard or something like that, where it has fewer calories than just straight mayonnaise. Because then at least too, if you have it on the side, you can control the amount that you put on. They're not just kind of slathering it on.
Yeah, personally, I've never actually done that. I usually just am the grilled chicken sandwich, for what the calories are, I'm actually fine just to get it as it is. So I think that this is something I know a lot of women struggle with, and I know me and mom would always do this when we were always crash dieting in the past. We thought that we could only go and order sandwiches and just have the meat, the bread,
take the bread away and just eat the grilled chicken.
And it was so, I remember it's so gross. You can't actually just have the full sandwich. Like Jess said, you can modify things if you have lower calories that day, or you don't have a lot of wiggle room.
Or I just don't like mayonnaise in general, so that's why I asked for no mayonnaise. But I do think that's a good option, because it gives you, even if you want mayonnaise, ask for it on the side or a packet, and then you can control how much you put on.
Yeah.
So that's one. But then I think the other one that a lot of people don't think about, and that I would usually do if I'm craving, I want the full McDonald's experience, right? I want a cheeseburger, I want the french fries, I want the drink. Then what I'll do is I'll order a kid's meal, because what they're effectively doing is they're portion sizing for you, right? They give you a small little bit of french fries, you get a simple burger, you get your drink, and so you get to have that whole experience. You get all the different flavors, you get the fries, you get the burger, like all the things that you'd want. So you're not sitting there like, I'm eating my grilled chicken sandwich, but I really wanted the burger, or I really want some of my kids' fries and I can't have it. At least you can have all of it, but it's in smaller portion calorie, like smaller portions,
smaller portions, smaller size portions.
So yeah, like kids size calories.
Yeah. Which I think that like a way to modify that too, because you are not a child, like you are a grown woman, is like you could get almost like the kids meal to have like the small fries, take the meat from like a second burger and like put it on the burger. That way you're getting a little bit more protein in it. It's not like mostly carbs and fat. So there's ways that you can modify it, but I would say any type of like burger place like that, we would opt for like the grilled chicken sandwich option and a small fry or a kids meal, and just kind of modify it to however you need.
Taco Bell.
I'm shocked that all of you said Taco Bell. Almost everyone was saying Taco Bell like on the go.
Taco Bell was a thing in high school that like that was the cool thing to do, leave high school and go get Taco Bell.
But, like boys.
We will.
Stop doing that.
Yeah, I didn't know like a lot of women go get Taco Bell.
I'm gonna say I had tacos from Taco Bell maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, and it was the last time because my stomach was so destroyed right then. I was like, never again.
I actually had it like a couple months ago because we came back on a late flight, and it was like 2 in the morning. It was the only thing available. Like our flight was delayed, and so we got it. And I actually I'm like, I don't want this. Is disgusting. I was so pouty, like miserable pouty. But I got like the soft chicken tacos, and I'm sitting there like not talking to him, but I'm like, okay, they're kind of good. And they were actually good, and I looked up the calories after. I'm like, this is actually a good option. So for me, I guess if I had to go to Taco Bell, it would be the soft chicken tacos.
I think the soft chicken tacos are a good option, but then also if you ask, I think they're like tacos fresca. So pretty much all it means, it's like the hard crunchy shell taco with the meat in it, and then they put the veggies on it. So I think lettuce, tomato, and I think you can ask for onion, and then they don't like layer on the sour cream and all the different sauces. I would usually just get that plain, no sauce on it, and then get like the packet of hot sauce on the side just to give it some flavor. So those would be our 2 go-tos from Taco Bell.
I know Chick-fil-A was a big one.
Chick-fil-A is a really good, like I think it's probably one of the most like nutrition friendly options out of fast food.
Yeah. I know personally, like I travel, like we both travel a lot. I travel a little bit more than you do right now. And our go-to for whatever reason has been like going to Chick-fil-A like all the time. Same thing as McDonald's. Is like I usually opt for like the grilled chicken sandwich. They also have a grilled chicken wrap that's really, really good. You can get it with no cheese on it if you want. Again, like there's ways to modify that. Something that I like to do though is if I'm really craving like the waffle fries from Chick-fil-A, is I'll get like the grilled chicken nuggets, and then I'll get like a small fry. That way I still like feel like I'm participating sometimes like in kind of that like fast food mentality, but you're primarily eating protein and then like a little bit of french fries.
So grilled chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A should always like that those are always a staple. But you have a second trick too, like when you want the real like good fried chicken nuggets.
So this is something that no one thinks of this, and I'm not sure why, but like you can order both. Like you can order multiple things when you're out. Like you don't have to just order like one meal and like that's it. What I like to do is I like to get like a 4-piece of like the regular, like the fried chicken Chick-fil-A nuggets, and then I get like the 12-piece of like the grilled chicken nuggets, because it's kind of that balance, like the 80-20 of like I'm still enjoying like that fried taste that like everyone else around me is eating.
Ketchup.
Oh, the Chick-fil-A sauce. It's a good way to like have the best of both, and at the end of the day you're like, that was really fucking good. I really prioritized protein, and the majority of the meal was healthy.
You can like be proud of yourself for the choice that you made, right? Like I still enjoyed myself, but I'm proud because like majority of it was still like a good choice. Grilled chicken nuggets are always a good one. And then another thing, like especially during the colder months like fall and winter, and even like when it's cold in the spring, their chicken noodle soup is amazing.
Really?
Like
I've never had it.
Yeah, it's so good. It's pretty light. It's not like overly salty. They put a good amount of chicken in there, so that's usually my go-to. Is I will get a chicken noodle soup, I'll get the grilled chicken nuggets, and sometimes like I'll rip them up and like put them in the soup and just get some more like protein.
Weird.
Yeah, but it's really, really good. Try it.
I also just want to say that the kale salad from Chick-fil-A is really, really good. Subway.
Okay, so Subway, I'm a big fan of like if you have to go to a fast food place, finding places that are customizable. So things like Subway or
Jimmy John's,
Chipotle, Jimmy John's.
Any type of like Subway, Jimmy John's, like sandwich places. I would say you don't have to go for the whole wheat bread over the white bread.
Right.
It's minimal calorie difference. Like, have the white bread if you really want it. Prioritize protein. Like, I would do
the 6-inch bread. Like,
yeah,
we don't need a full 12-inch.
No, there's no.
And even like Jimmy, Jimmy John's, I think that you can do 3-inch as well.
So I don't want to talk about Jimmy John's because there's so many options. I was just there and had like a meltdown because I'm like, I freaked out. So we'll do a whole YouTube video on Jimmy John's. There's so many like ways you can tackle that.
Yeah, okay, maybe we just go back to Subway.
Let's do Subway.
6 inches. Keep it at 6 inches.
Keep it at 6 inches. We want to double the meat.
Yes.
So
how many innuendos can you make?
Okay, let's see. So you want to keep it to 6 inches, but we want double the meat. And then
I think keep the meat lean, right? Like, we don't want really fatty meat like pepperoni or salami.
Yeah.
Like
turkey,
stay
ham.
away from like the tuna salad too. Like, this is loaded with mayonnaise. So yeah, like turkey, ham, chicken.
Yep.
Those types of things.
Like turkey, ham, chicken, those are going to be the best options at sandwich places.
Load it with veggies.
Veggies, as like many veggies as you can fit on it.
You want volume, right? Like,
Yeah.
you want to feel like you're biting into a sandwich.
Yep. I tend to do like light mayo. I know you don't like mayo, so I'll usually do like, I'm like very, very light mayo on it, and then I do like vinegar just to have it like so wet a little bit. So it's not so like just like a ton of meat and dry bread, you know? So
Yeah.
I try to moisten it up a little.
I hate the word moist. This is going down a wrong rabbit hole. I get wanting like to have something on your sandwich. I am usually a bigger fan of like picking your fats, right? Because you're not gonna have like mayonnaise and cheese and like oil and vinegar or whatever it is. So be strategic about what you want. Do you want cheese only and then maybe you do mustard and vinegar, or do you not want cheese and you're gonna do mayonnaise? Like, I think
those are great options. For like, 'cause they always have like the chips are just like staring at you like right when you're checking out. So I tend to opt for like the baked chips. It's a little bit less fat, a little bit better for calories. So,
and split those with somebody. Like, you don't need a whole bag by yourself. You can split the chips with someone. Chipotle. With Chipotle, again, like a great customizable option. I think Chipotle would always be my go-to probably. Like, outside of Chick-fil-A, Chipotle would be my go-to because you can super customize like what you're getting in terms of protein, carbs, and fat. I always start with like, pick your carb source, whether that's a tortilla or rice, or they have like salad bowls, right? Like,
you are swallowing really hard.
I'm so thirsty. I'm sorry. I'm so thirsty. It's like 120 degrees in Arizona, and Melissa paraded us around here. I'm just so thirsty.
I found a great studio for us to film in.
It's beautiful here, but I'm very dry and parched. Pick your carb source. So tortilla, rice, or even if you have like a lettuce bowl, which is fine. Also a minimal carb source. And then beans, obviously that's also a carb source. So you can pick any of those. I would double your protein. When you're talking about doubling your protein, we want to stick with more lean proteins like carnitas or like grilled chicken. Stay away from like the fattier sources of protein. I think that's important, like when it comes to protein. I am a big fan of like loading up on veggies as well. So ask for like all the veggies, like the lighter sauces, and then again, minimize your fat. Like, pick a fat source. Like, you either have avocado or sour cream or cheese.
Yeah.
You don't need all three.
Yeah.
I promise you
I
don't
think
need all
that's the
three.
biggest thing is that everyone's like you think you're doing so well with like building the bowl and like you're doing like rice and chicken and veggies, and then you start loading on like, I'm gonna have cheese and sour cream and guacamole. Like,
Then you just blew it. Yeah.
I mean, like, if that's gonna be like, if you're eating most of your calories having Chipotle, fine. If you're trying to make good choices on the go, let's pick one of those, and that way you can still have the flavor of it, but you're not blowing it all in one sitting.
And then the last place, Starbucks. I think Starbucks, a lot of people talk about and like breakfast on the go. I feel a little bit disenchanted by Starbucks.
Yeah.
Lately.
I will tell you my personal issue with Starbucks. The options are fine. I think that because we travel so much, Starbucks is always like the go-to option in the morning.
Because it's there everywhere.
Because it's there, and it's also something that has the calories listed. And so we tend to go there a lot. My issue is, and I will tell you the story, when I was working in New York City in my office job, a girl would always come in and she was trying to lose weight, and she would eat egg white bites every morning. And so it's been in my head, honestly, I never really looked at the nutrition facts of them, and it's been in my head since then of, oh, those must be like super low cal, only protein, like, you know, minimal fat, if any fat at all. It's egg white bites, right?
Yeah.
And so the other day,
what calories could be an egg white bite?
And so the other day, I'm like, because I'm like trying to make a good option, like where I'm traveling, I've been gone for like 10 days from home, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get the egg white bites and kind of like save calories for later because we're going out to dinner. I start eating the egg white bites and I'm putting it in my fitness pal and I'm like, oh my god, I could have had a whole breakfast sandwich and had like maybe 30, 40 more calories. The egg white bites had so much fat in it, there were carbs in it, like not as much protein as
I think 8 grams of fat in egg whites and like 13 grams of carbs or 11 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
Tell me where you're getting that from an egg white, because I'm pretty sure egg whites only have protein.
I'm pretty sure that they must be like either deep fried quickly because they did have like oil on it, or it's like cooked in oil. I don't know, but my point is everyone always thinks that like these options are healthy and like you're eating clean and you're eating really well. And then you look at a breakfast sandwich and you're like, I can't eat that. Like, no way I can eat that. It has carbs. I'm telling you, like, firsthand, it just happened to me literally yesterday. And I'm like,
you do this for a living.
And I do this for a living. I was like, oh my god, I could have ordered the breakfast sandwich and not been a miserable bitch the rest of the day because I didn't eat anything. My go-to options are the egg white turkey bacon breakfast sandwich and then the spinach feta egg white wrap. Like, they're really, really good. So
those are my go-to as well. That's the biggest takeaway from all of this, guys, is like most of these like on-the-go restaurants will have an option that you can make like a healthy or more nutritious choice, but I would say definitely do your homework. Of every single one of these places will have nutrition facts listed on the internet, so do your homework before you get there. Or let's say like you just kind of pull up, you know you're going in, pull up your phone really quickly and just scan the menu to see like what's gonna fit within my calories or my macros for the day. Make the best choice for yourself based off of that, like as long as you have the information. Don't just assume that must be, like the salad must be a healthy option because it's a salad. The egg white bites must be healthy because they're egg white. Like actually do your homework and then pick the best choice for you.
So we hope this is helpful for you guys. Again, make sure you check out the cheat sheet linked in the description below. We list all the nutrition of every food we talked about today, the full macro breakdown and everything, so you can have it with you while you're traveling and you'll always know exactly what to get.